Students yell curses outside of Tuskegee High School after it had been integrated in Montgomery, Alabama on the 10th of September, 1963. Former British Prime Minister Boris Johnson at age 22 in March of 1986. Arthur Schopenhauer, 1859. A sign was placed in front of the Memphis Zoo on Thursday. It was Negro Day, the only day of the week that African Americans were allowed to visit in 1959. Chinatown, New York in the 1930s. Republican militiamen, dressed in liturgical garments, are following the looting of a church. This happened in Madrid in 1936. Alright, let's talk about something that happened. It's about the Bikini Atoll nuclear test. This involved the underwater detonation of a 23-kiloton nuclear weapon back in 1946. Sylvia Beach, an American publisher, is in the doorway of her bookstore. This is in the Left Bank district of Paris. It's from around the 1920s. This ghost under your bed, this is what it looks like. Unusual transport in Venice in the 1950s. This is a B-25 Mitchell bomber, similar to the one that crashed into the Empire State Building in 1945. Party leaders pay their respects to Chairman Mao, 1976. This is from the Victorian era. A century ago, Coney Island held an annual bathing beauty contest. In 1923, the contestants posed for a photo at Steeplechase Park. Betty Frazee is grilling during an underwater barbecue at Silver Springs. April 1943, Dallas, Texas. Linotype operators at the Dallas Morning News. Alain Delon, along with his wife Natalie and their son Anthony, were in Saint-Tropez in 1966. Alright, so there was this massive blizzard that hit New York City in 1888. A street butcher, also called the Cat's Meat Man, is getting ready to feed the cats and dogs lined up in front of him in London around 1900. A giant teapot decorates the entrance to a tea house in Scollay Square, Boston, in 1934. A horse-drawn Pepsi-Cola wagon drives through the streets of New York, 1910. Two girls are galloping on sheep in Cornwall, England, 1969. Greece, 1903. Shepherds are on the top of Parnassus. It was April of 1912. The Atlantic Ocean was very cold. The ship, the Titanic, was travelling across it. The ship hit an iceberg. It sank. Over 1,500 people died. The iceberg was enormous, bigger than a lot of houses. The iceberg had been floating in the ocean for a long time. It had travelled a great distance. It was made of ice, of course. At an exhibition in the Bronx Zoo during the 1960s, the most dangerous animal in the world was featured. Female snipers of the Second Belarusian Front, World War II. October 7th, 1943, Ottla Kafka, the beloved sister of author Franz Kafka, was gassed on arrival at Auschwitz. This happened after she volunteered to escort a group of orphans from the Terezin ghetto so they wouldn't be afraid. The tank crewman is badly burned. It's Normandy, France, in 1944. The face on Mars. It's an image of a formation on Mars from the 1970s that launched a million conspiracy theories. This is a picture of the spectators, including alleged mobsters, covering their faces with hats to avoid recognition during Al Capone's trial in October 1931. Elizabeth Montgomery, Sam doing the laundry. Wow, check this out, a picture of a remote control from the 1970s. The San Francisco cable car is at the top of a hill in San Francisco sometime between 1940 and 1960. Big Mary worked for the travelling circus. That all came to a crashing halt in 1916 when the town of Irwin, Tennessee, arrested Mary for murdering a trainer who beat her with a hook. They hanged her from a crane. There's an American soldier at an advanced Allied base with his pet kangaroo. The year is 1942. Fidel Castro is with his 5-member revolutionary tribunal at a court-martial of a local peasant in 1957. Victoria, Queen of the United Kingdom, at Balmoral Castle in Scotland, with her son Albert Edward, Prince of Wales, to the right, and her cousin Nicholas II to the left. The B-32 Dominator bomber factory in Fort Worth in 1944. It's the year 1900. Halloween was a lot different then. People often had big parties. They played games like bobbing for apples and trying to catch apples hanging from strings. They'd also try to guess the weight of a cake, or find a ring hidden in a dish of flour. Sometimes the games were about predicting the future. like peeling an apple in one long strip to see what letter your true love's name would start with. A Marine offers some water and comfort to a kitten during the Battle of Tarawa, 1943. There's couples dancing in the grand foyer of the Paris Opera House at a victory ball around 1900. (1890s), a Tibetan lady, Annie Choki. The inspiration for Star Wars TIE fighters. There are Vought F-4U Corsairs on the deck of the USS Bunker Hill from 1945. February 14, 1933. The Albertina Rash Chorus Girls are appearing in Wild Violets. There's a group of men and women sitting in a fallen tree. This was around 1910. Nightclub owner Jack Ruby shoots Lee Harvey Oswald on November 24, 1963. Paparazzi are taking pictures of Bill Clinton's cat, Socks, in 1992. Josephine Baker is walking her pet cheetah in 1930. At the White House, President Truman announces Japan's surrender, August 14, 1945. Muhammad Ali kisses the photo of Egyptian President Gamal Abdel Nasser during his trip to Egypt, 1964. The Blackwell sisters, known for their wit and charm, were accused of smuggling rare artifacts out of Europe. This happened in New York City in 1896. Moscow Zoo, 1924, walking with a camel. Gun 1, New York, 1954. For this photograph, William Klein asked two boys on Upper Broadway to pose. One pointed a gun at the camera, his face erupting with rage. Alright, here we go. The entrance of Frank Sinatra's home on Beaumont Drive sometime in the 1960s. Iraqi dictator Saddam Hussein fires an AK-47 while visiting troops fighting in the Iran-Iraq War in 1987. The Easter Bunny brings joy to children, 1955. Alright, this is about a mechanical street washer. It was designed with the ability to spread poison gas and water. This was during the 1930s. A protester at a gay rights demonstration in 1970. Alright, so it's 1937, and it's the first day cars were allowed on the Golden Gate Bridge. New York streets in 1910. (1922), and some Soviet workers are taking apart the furnishings of an Orthodox church to sell as scrap metal. Here's a picture of Tippi Hedren and her tiger from 1982. Alain Delon is playing with a cinecamera in Venice, 1962. Folks in Hanoi are waiting in sidewalk shelters that go up to their chests. They're waiting for the all-clear signal during an air raid alert. This was in Hanoi, North Vietnam in 1967. French women who had collaborated with the Nazis during World War II are getting publicly humiliated by members of the resistance during the liberation of France in 1944. July 21st, 1932. Children are playing a game of leapfrog near Millwall Docks, under the bowsprit of the schooner Penang from the 1930s. It's 1969 and we're looking at a hippie. Millions of hot air balloons filled the Cleveland sky in 1986. Sylvester Stallone on the set of The Muppet Show, 1979. A Hamatsa Shaman, 1914. Ajib, the chess-playing automaton, Brazil, 1896. June 11th, 1940, the General Motors exhibit at the Golden Gate International Exposition. Young John Fitzgerald Kennedy. Disney animators were studying a live deer in the studio in 1942. They were doing this as part of their extensive research for the animated film Bambi. Two women are walking past a line of horse-drawn carriages, catching a glimpse of early 20th century New York City life. The year is 1899. A couple is dancing in a Paris street during the 1940s. Women window cleaners working in London around 1917. The boy is reporting about the location of the Germans in 1943. The Germans are in the forest, about 2 kilometers from the village. He says they are in the forest near the old bridge. There are also some Germans in the houses near the square. 16-year-old Ronald Reagan in 1927, working as a lifeguard in Dixon, Illinois. He worked as a lifeguard for 7 summers, starting in 1925, and saved 77 lives. Lenin and Stalin at Gorky, which is just outside of Moscow. It was September of 1922. Down with Luther and his family, long live the Pope, war on the Protestant, go to England, we don't want you. There's an armed partisan fighter during the occupation of Yugoslavia in 1943. A reconstruction of Tom Thumb's first trial run between Baltimore and Ellicott Mills, where the locomotive proved its potential for revolutionizing rail travel. Maryland, 1829. There's a mechanical slapping massage device at the BC Sanitarium. Hungarian soldiers set the Hungarian flag at the new Polish-Hungarian border after the invasion of Carpatho, Ukraine, March 1939. Sophie Marceau, 1996. Restoring a Viking runestone, Sweden, 1936. Barrels of alcohol were to be smuggled into the United States during Prohibition. The smuggling caused an economic boom for the town of West End, which was in the British Bahamas, July 2nd, 1921. A white teenager tears up the sign of a black protester picketing variety stores, protesting their segregation policies. Tallahassee, Florida, 1960. Cher on tour during the Love Hurts Tour, 1992. Albert Einstein, Nassau Point, Long Island, New York, summer 1939. Before 1956, French children were served wine with their school lunch. Child labourers worked in glass and bottle factories in Indiana in 1908. Jack Nicholson relaxes at the Cannes Film Festival in 1981. American poet and writer Jack Kerouac is photographed for his documents while enlisting in the Merchant Marine. Kerouac joined the Navy in the summer of 1942 after voluntarily dropping out of Columbia University. Audrey Hepburn and a Cat, 1961. Young fans are waiting outside Marilyn Monroe's house in England, 1956. The sign says Marilyn's not out until 4 p.m. Hector the Rat, the first French astronaut, 1961. This photo from 1958 shows a prisoner. They're being used to test safety nets before they were mass-produced for the public. A cell house at Alcatraz Federal Penitentiary is shelled with mortar fire during the Battle of Alcatraz. Several prisoners overpowered guards and made a failed attempt to shoot their way out of the prison. May 3rd, 1946. It looks like a couple are kissing under the sun. They are lying together on a beach, and they seem to be in love. The sun is shining brightly and the sky is blue. Audrey Hepburn and her dog, Mr. Famous, 1957. Alright, so this is about a creepy electric mask that was used to reduce wrinkles. This was back in 1999. Wilbur Wright flies around the Statue of Liberty in 1909. John, Bobby and Teddy. This was in the United States during the 1930s. Elizabeth Eckford ignores the hostile screams of fellow students on her first day of school. She was one of the 9 black students whose integration into Little Rock Central High School was ordered by a federal. A butcher selling possums, New York City, 1916. Kids protesting daylight saving time, New York, 1939. These are some cool kids. There's a chimney sweep wearing a stovepipe hat in London in 1931. During the 1930s, this couple won an Atlantic City dance marathon after dancing for 1,473 hours. A black child is picking the white doll. He's been asked which doll he prefers during the doll test. This test was given by married doctors Kenneth and Mamie Clark in the 1940s. They were testing the effects of segregation on children in the United States. Martin Luther King Jr. spent his life advocating for the rights of black Americans. But in his downtime, he was also a talented pool player. Here he is making a trick shot in 1966. Grand Duchess Anastasia Nikolaevna, 1914. Tina Louise, 1957. George Metesky was a bomber who terrorized New York City from the 1940s to 1957. He planted 33 bombs. He was found legally insane and committed to a state mental hospital.